an inconvenience. Yeah, I apologize when I was. I swear I never meant to hurt anyone. I finally realized just how fragile things can be. The devil rests inside my chest, and he feels home here with me. What a difference one day makes, breaking down from my mistakes. I'm running out of gas and change, weaving in and out of lanes. We won't want to hear the truth when there's way too much to lose. Thought lost our way before, so let me go. 'Cause I'm on my way out, headed for the exit. Will you miss me now? Let me go. Yeah, I'm on my way out, headed for the exit. So will you miss me now? Will you miss me now?
COVID-19 is spreading profusely. There are hundreds, even thousands of cases occurring each and every day. Here are some ways you can help stop the spread of this devastating virus. First, avoid sharing food and drink with others, even family members. Wear a mask to protect each other, and cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue. With the holidays being right around the corner, we all want to stay safe so we're able to stop this awful disease so we have a better 2021.
96% of adults go to work hungover the day after a holiday party. New Year's has the worst statistics, with almost 58% of highway deaths being alcohol-related. 40% of highway deaths during the holidays are alcohol-related. This holiday, stay home, stay at a friend's or a family's house. Be safe this holiday season. Don't drink and drive.
Charge my phone!
No Outlet Live.
We are back. This is No Outlet Live, brought to you by FlatHousePress.com and Guardian Roadside Solutions. Call Guardian if you're stuck on the side of the road and need to get back on that sumbitch. We have been gone for a little while here, and I am so happy to be back. I got some splaining to do, and do not forget that we are found on your Google search. Just put in No Outlet Live.
Aren't we available somewhere else now?
Can you repeat that?
Aren't we available in another new place?
What new place is that?
Give you a hint. It's a media outlet that involves that has a vital organ in its name.
Oh, yes, we are also on iHeartRadio now. The show has been growing. We're in different places. I actually I Google searched No Outlet Live over the break, right? And what I noticed was that we're on applications that I didn't even sign up the show to be on.
Again, and I would like to remind our foreign viewers that we appreciate you, but would prefer that you watch us legally.
Yeah. Well, for all 12 of our listeners, I do have a huge apology. I've been gone for a little while due to COVID. Over the break, I got COVID, and it really ruined a whole lot of my vacation.
Oh, and to our one Bangladeshi listener, I don't know how you found us, but thank you.
Yeah, we do have a listener from Bangladesh I found on our analytics. Also, I noticed that we're up to $2.43 in earnings this to end 2021.
Yes. Now, hopefully the numbers 2, 4, and 1 will be in our earnings for this year.
Yeah.
Just with more numbers before and after. Like, I've been playing one of those idle click games called Adventure Capitalist, where you buy businesses like lemonade stands all the way up to movie studios, and like your earnings can get into numbers like quadrillion dollars.
Quadrillion.
Yeah, basically there's like several units of measurement designed for, like, there's thousands, millions, billions, trillions. Then it goes quadrillion, quintillion.
Now, how many zeros is in a quadrillion?
Well, let's see. Trillion has, I think it's 15. And these are normally used for, like, measurements in, say, space.
Okay. Also, let me jump into, for anybody watching on Facebook, I can see your comments live, and yes, Carrie Riley, I do know what you're saying. Yeah, on other platforms and other shows, I have been known as PDJ. It's some of the videos that I showed you of my music submissions onto that radio show. I played videos on this show before. Nothing.
Well, sorry. Oh, you wanted a comment from me.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
yeah. At first, I was like, you're telling Carrie, I know what you're saying, and I'm like, well, I don't know what she's saying. What?
Well, she commented on Facebook, PDJ question mark. Yes, it is me, but that's not actually my name. I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live. If you go to your Google search bar and you put in No Outlet Live, one word, you'll find all of our content. We're all over the place. So whatever is best for you, whatever you listen to podcasts on or whatnot, you can just Google it. No Outlet Live, which brings me into our first segment for tonight. Is I was Googling us, and guess what I found? Nothing.
Let's see. We've been somehow been flagged by every 3-letter federal agency.
Close to it.
Here it is, guys. Stolen valor at its finest.
It's stolen valor.
That's all I did it for.
Fucking pathetic, dude. Get the fuck out of my face. It's stolen valor.
5-star.
Here it is, guys. Stolen valor at its finest.
It's another segment that we have, Stolen Valor. Now, I made the segment Stolen Valor after finding on Google searches our show in places that have not contacted us. They have not, we don't get paid for it by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't know, it kind of boggles my mind. So No Outlet Live is on the 5starattorney.com. Now, it's weird because it says that our videos are on here. I remember looking through this, trying to find where it was. But No Outlet Live, for some reason, is attached to the 5-Star Attorney. Also.
And my first question is that a real attorney?
I really hope so. We have weednewsforyou.com.
Because if this attorney is messing with us, there is this big, powerful organization that has the ability to squash him like a bug. And no, that organization is not No Outlet Live. It's called the Bar Association, which I can assure you has nothing to do with alcohol. Although, if they deal with him, he will need alcohol when they're done with him.
Yeah, for sure. So, I did have the video on this. It's been a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little rusty. Been away for a couple weeks. Our videos were on this website, Weed News for You. And that always makes me think, like, we did have that other weed website, Marijuana Melodies, also was promoting our videos, which I'm not opposed to people promoting our videos, but...
And I want to emphasize to any potential sponsors that are that don't want to be associated with marijuana, we didn't ask to be associated with marijuana. I'm just putting that out there. We're not against marijuana, mind you.
No, I'm the opposite of against it. I'm standing right by your side, marijuana. I just don't smoke it no more.
Although for a lucrative enough sponsorship deal, he'll be willing to say that it's anything you want him to say.
So
Seriously,
this is
call us.
another stolen valor I found. www.mp3paw.cc. All of our shows apparently can be downloaded from this website. And it's weird because it's in another language. This is very foreign here. Like at the bottom it says, Karikata Kunchi. Kunchi. Download Lagu NoOutletLive MP3 gratis. So you could, if you want to download our episodes and maybe get a couple viruses or your computer completely hacked, go to www.mp3paw.cc.
Hold on, scroll back down to the middle. What are those first three foreign words? How are they spelled?
Let's see. CARI space KATA space KUNCI. What the hell does that even mean? Karikata Kunchi.
Well, I've Googled it, and yeah, none of the search results are even...
So that's a website with a language that is actually made up. It's a gibberish website.
Actually, are we sure? Well, I'm not comfortable saying that yet because I have a feeling it might be a real language.
Yeah, I mean it likely is. I just don't know where. Maybe it's that our one Bangladesh listener.
Again, please don't give people viruses when they download us.
Yeah.
In fact, call us. We'll be happy to have you on our show. You can tell us how you found us.
You know, I'm not opposed to that. And one of these days, I'm going to open up the line for anybody to call. But that's not happening today.
Yes. And when that day comes, we will give you a platform to air whatever delusional, eccentric, or crackpot ideas you might have. We are going to draw the line at, white supremacists and shit like that. We don't want that on this show.
Right. So, let me ask you, how was your holiday break?
Well, let's see. Went by pretty quick. I still kept up the exercise. I worked out 27 out of the 31 days.
Did you do any gift giving or gift receiving?
Yeah, a gift card. My family did this game that got a bit tedious where we all sat in a big, oval in the living room, and we all purchased, not random gifts, but...
You guys, got some lotion and put a girl in a hole, and then lowered the bucket, and told her put the lotion on the skin. You guys all did it together?
Wow, thank you for that mental image. No, so we had this thing where we passed around some dice, and depending on what you rolled, you either had to pass every gift to the right, or the women switched with the woman on the left, or the men switched with the one on the right, and it went on for about an hour and a half, and I was like, okay, there has got to be an easier way to do this.
You and the family switching positions.
Good God, you are just determined to give me nightmare fuel, aren't you?
Maybe. This is No Outlet Live.
Yeah, so now our props are going to have to... So, if you see me, with a bottle sitting next to me labeled brain bleach, now you know why.
Speaking of props, so next to you is Tessa. Last episode, I made good with my promises, and I got you one of your first dates, and you turned her down, and it looks like it deflated her ego. No, you want to know what really happened to Tessa over since our last episode?
I don't, but I have a feeling I'm about to find out.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you either way.
Let's get it over with.
So, after that episode, I realized that both of her holes on the lower end were sealed.
Oh, God.
And I accidentally ripped her butthole.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, okay, let's go with that.
Yeah, that's not even a line either. This ain't a bit. I accidentally ripped her butthole open. So now I have to,
You just wanted to say ripped her butthole on air, didn't you?
No, that's actually really what happened. I'll show you, during the break or whatnot.
I don't normally like to just take your word for it, but in this case, yes, that is exactly what I'm gonna do.
I'll have you put your finger in
Stop.
there.
Okay, as soon as we have a written sexual harassment policy, most of this conversation is going in there word for word.
Oh, shout out to this. So let's segue into a story in the past of Jay Remy. I have a story about first grade. So I was on Facebook during the break, and I had my buddy posted a meme that said, "Oh, I was something about being suspended from school," and this kid was really bad. So shout out Kenny. I see you on Facebook. I told him I remember in first grade him getting suspended. We were both in the same first grade class. This is a crazy story. So
yeah, I mean, it would have to be for a first grader to get suspended.
So my buddy Kenny, growing up, was a pretty crazy kid, and he got in trouble and was supposed to write a sentence on a chalkboard. You remember when they did that? Like they would tell you, like, "Oh, I do not talk during class," and you got to write it 15 times or whatnot.
I never actually saw that in real life.
Oh yeah, you went to school with LeBron James. I forgot about that.
Well, I went to Catholic school second grade through high school, and there was punishments like, detention, demerits.
We had all of that, but I went to public schools.
Yeah, we also had sometimes you had to sign your card.
What is sign your card?
Basically, the teacher had this small box about this big with index cards alphabetically, and if you got in trouble once, you had to sign it, I think, with whatever the offense was, and after so many, you got a detention or demerit.
Oh man. So okay, my childhood was a lot crazier than yours. So Kenny has to write on the chalkboard some sentence like a dozen times or something, and he started writing that the teacher was a bitch on the chalkboard, right? So, and this lady's like 158 years old. I'm not lying. Like, I forget her name, but this lady was so old and decrepit. And she saw that he was writing she was a bitch on the chalkboard. And she tried to grab him up and drag him to the office because he wouldn't leave. He just kept writing it. And when she tried to grab him, he dropped down to the ground and grabbed her by the leg. And then she tried to drag her leg. She tried to walk him while he was on her leg, and she fell to the ground and busted her hip really bad. And I mean, this lady looked like the crypt keeper. So she hits the ground, jumps up, and just screams. And then she starts skipping like she broke her bones. And she starts skipping in circles around the hallways, just screaming at the top of her lungs. And I didn't see Kenny for a couple years after that. I don't know if he remembers or not.
So did this happen in front of your whole class? Or?
This happened in front of everybody, and we were appalled. I mean, in first grade, how old are you in first grade? You're like
7 max.
Yeah, you're around 7.
8 if you've been held back.
I think both me and him were held back in kindergarten, so we were both 8 years old.
Well, part of that might be I know schools have a thing where it's if your child turns 5 this year and their birthday was before July, he or she can start school this year, and then if it's later in the year, well, then you gotta wait till next year. That's typically what's going on when you got the older kids.
That's not what happened to me or Kenny. We got held back in kindergarten because we were very unruly children.
Good God, you couldn't even pass courses where you had to finger paint and take naps.
No, I think really why I failed kindergarten was...
and yet somehow you graduated from a higher education program.
Yeah, I did, and I also went to community college. Shout out to Cuyahoga Community College.
And Ohio Media School, we are open to working with you for advertising purposes as well.
Yeah, maybe. have you seen that school recently?
Yes, I went to a career fair there last month.
Man, they really upgraded their equipment since we attended.
Oh, yeah, in the last, 8 months for you, 3 months for me.
So, yeah, I think I got held back from kindergarten because I would not color in the lines. And I remember in kindergarten, I got in trouble because I kept getting in trouble because I would get jealous of kids playing with certain toys. And then I would just walk up and snatch it out their hand and was like, this is my toy now. And I kept repeatedly doing that. So they put me in a class called pre-first.
Well, too bad you couldn't have used the I don't know how much you had learned in other classes, but you could have used the excuse that you were acting out your history lessons.
Yeah, right. Take what's not mine. Perfect for a white kid to do.
Hey, now, a bit of a segue. Let's not pretend white people are far from the only savages, racists, colonialists, conquerors, oppressors, whatever you want to call it. The only thing distinguishing them is, one, they developed more efficient means of killing people, and the means to travel further to kill people than other cultures did.
Well, remember when I don't know if it was our last episode before the break, I played Mongolian throat singing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
So I was just recently talking to people about Mongolians and Genghis Khan and stuff like that. That is such a weird culture and a weird time. He killed 10% of the world's population.
I know. Yeah. And there's still a statue of him standing.
Are you serious?
I am. You know, I even made a TikTok video that kind of, on my Miano's Military Matters channel.
Okay.
Back in July, where I said, all these Confederate monuments being torn down got me thinking. Don't get me wrong, I know these guys were terrible people.
Yeah, but it's a part of history. You don't want to erase history.
But nobody in America has a problem with an entire month being named after one of the men who those Confederate generals learned their craft from, who was arguably worse.
Oh, and who is that?
Julius Caesar.
Oh, Julius Caesar. He was a younger, warlord or whatever.
No, well, he rose... Well, bear in mind, in ancient Rome, lifespans were shorter, so he would have achieved certain things at a younger age than guys.
Right, because you do... back at that time, what was your lifespan? Most people died at 50?
50, 60-ish, 70 was considered super old.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of the things he did before he even rose to power was he was kidnapped by a small group of pirates, and then after he was not powerful yet, but still just important enough to be worth paying a ransom for. So that happened, and then he brought a small military force back, crucified those guys, and then during his conquest of Gaul, he had a bunch of Gauls surrounded.
What is Gaul?
It's the old term for modern-day France.
Is that where the term, you have some goal to say that to me or whatever?
Probably.
No shit.
But the point is, he had several thousand Gauls, including men, women, and children, surrounded in this city.
Okay.
And they were, behind the walls. So he built another wall around...
Build that wall. Build that wall.
Yeah, except
Was Julius Caesar is Donald Trump a descendant of Caesar?
Well, maybe, but then the part that made him worse, arguably, than any Confederate general was the Gauls were, of course, under siege, running short on food, so they tried to send the women and children out so that they could, flee, escape, whatever. Caesar refused to let them out. So tens of thousands of them were stuck between these two walls.
No food,
to starve to
exports
death.
Or import.
And I'm like, yeah. So Oh, yeah, and depending on your perspective, Caesar was also a traitor, because he did march back into Rome later with his own army. So, after all of these things that guy did, we're still okay with having a month named after him.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I think part of it might be distance and time, because we're so much further removed from him historically than we are those Confederate generals.
And really not, though, because it's been a blink of an eye since that time.
Yeah.
The world is so much different now. It's really crazy. And speaking of like these Mongolians and all of these like regimes and these weird like ancient people, I want us to check in on. Let me see. Let's check in on Jinxie Bonesaw.
Has she been up to anything new in the last 3 weeks?
This video was posted a month ago in their little garbage heap city. That's Jinxie Bonesaw for anybody that didn't watch that episode. These people live in the middle of the desert in a heap of like garbage. And they have this sweet stage and they perform music. Jinxie Bonesaw is one of their residents and also a main attraction.
And by heap of garbage, we are not referring to the state of California in general. Zing. Oh, yeah. I would. I went there.
That was actually really good. And no, most of California is a big heap of garbage. So I think Jinxie here is setting up to do a performance on their stage made out of...
And my butt's hanging out of my pants. This is fucking bullshit. What part of the game is this, huh?
It's made out of like a plywood they found in the garbage or whatever.
My hanging out of my pants, and I can't put my cord for my banjo.
And they look like the people from Mad Max.
Solve my problems.
Yeah, where it's a post-apocalyptic world, and yet hair gel is still readily available.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, with all those like crazy ass mohawk cuts.
Yeah. And this lady has like horns on her head too. She's got like all the facial piercings, and they look like third world people. Like, it's so weird. Let me scroll a little bit and see if we can find.
I'm looking at them with the same fascination a scientist would a newly discovered species.
Like, they just got like stray dogs hanging out on their garbage stage. It looks like there's a dog back here sitting on the drum set. I think the dog might play drums for her.
Well, I hope that dog is taken care of.
Oh, there's another dog. Another stray garbage dog.
Okay, so we found two good things about this Slab City.
Yeah, Slab City is kind of it's kind of an oasis for all stray things.
I was gonna say the two good things I'm referring to are those dogs.
I want to hear Jinxie play some music.
I'm guessing these people probably don't have copyright lawyers,
I don't know. I mean, they get actually a lot of viewership on YouTube. Uh-oh. Now they got the full band up there?
We're not going to be censored for playing their music or anything, are we?
I don't think so.
Good!
I think they play all originals.
There is nothing right or wrong. Been today, ain't hear me. I know you got somewhere to go. Won't you lay your troubles down and take me?
I swear to God, I saw this guy downtown during our Christmas break. This looks like the homeless guy that like sleeps over the sewer vents for the warm heat that comes out.
And like Gary Busey filming a movie, he might not be aware he's performing.
Let's hear some more of Slab City, The Range. That's the name of their garbage pit venue. Let's hear some more from the homeless guy over the sewer vent. All right, I've had enough of that. So that's Slab City and The Range with Jinxie Bonesaw.
I can't even tell if he was using real words. The guitar just drowned out his voice almost completely.
I'm just, like, so drawn to these people because I didn't know that, like, this was actually going on in America. I mean, these people built, like, a full-on community, and they live in just, like, garbage. It's so weird. And they look like people that I would feel nervous around. Like, you don't leave money out around any of these people.
Well, we're going to be cashless pretty soon before you know it, so that shouldn't be a problem.
I mean, we got $2.43 from the show, man.
Oh, no, I mean, like, society not having physical currency anymore.
Oh, right, they're ahead of the curve, is what you're saying. They already beat us to the punch on getting prepared for apocalypse.
Well, they might survive a little bit longer after an apocalypse.
I think they had survived the entire apocalypse to be the last people left.
Yeah, I don't know if that's depressing or uplifting. Both.
Yeah, it's a little of both. But we're about to go to a quick commercial break. We do commercials on this show. It's No Outlet Live, brought to you by Guardian Roadside Solutions and FlatHousePress.com. If you didn't order any Christmas gifts from Flathouse Press with the promo code, you missed out. I got hooked up and I bought some gifts for some people from their website, and I really love their catalog. They got some really cool stuff in there. So go check them out, FlatHousePress.com. And we will be right back with a guest right after this.
So much time bitching and sitting on my ass, stuffing my face with pizza, jerking off and feeling sad. There's gotta be more to life than self-pity and feeling alone. This town has gone to hell, and now I finally feel at home. So I'm running away on a cold, lonely plane, screaming for Colorado. Yeah, I'll sleep in the dirt like the scene of a postcard and collect a few new scars on my hands and my heart. 'Cause I've never felt as alive as I do when I wanna die. Resist the abyss, Lord knows that I try. Pull back this plastic, break it down to the wires. Douse what's wrong with me, completely in gasoline. Then light up a smoke, flick it into the pile. Watch what was once burst up into flames. There's a bite in the air, let the fire take hold. 'Cause baby, who will keep you warm when the world's so goddamn cold?
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you can start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy. Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flat House Press works with 100% eco-friendly materials for all of you conscious folks and can put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors do. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original clothing company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
The hottest DJ.
Buddy Addison's here to make sweet, sweet love to your ears whenever the fuck I feel like it. Tune in to CBW and maybe if you're lucky, I'll be on.
Or just invite me over for a good time.
The Education of Jazz, with your host, Hakeem H., bringing you the absolute best for your listening pleasure in America's only true art form of music. I'll be playing your favorites each day, everything from Duke, Coltrane, Julian Cannonball Adderley, to George Duke, Bob James, Kenny G, and so many more. We'll have guest artists to interview, locally and national artists, and even a live call-in from you, the audience. Tune in daily from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. to unwind your day for the Education of Jazz.
No outlet, but I need to charge my phone.
No Outlet Live.
This is No Outlet Live. You can find us in your Google search bar. Just put in No Outlet Live, one word, and you will find anywhere that you listen to podcasting, or you can watch us on YouTube or Facebook. Just add us, like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family, whatever it is, because I think this is the most entertaining show starting to grow.
Yes, we're a small program with potential for aggressive expansion.
Yeah, aggressive expansion is right. You got very uncomfortable with Tessa.
Yeah, and we're just gonna leave it at that.
I guess so. Okay, so I have a guest. Give me one moment. I need to have him call. You know, the show has been growing. We've been getting a lot more views on Apple Podcasts, and I'm finding us on all kinds of apps that I didn't know we were on, and also newly introduced, we're on the iHeartRadio app. If you have the iHeartRadio app on your phone, you can just go ahead and look up No Outlet Live, one word, and you can listen to the show there. I'm very proud of us for actually getting. Oh, there we go.
And I want to remind any potential sponsors out there that are listening, we are open to sponsorships and completely shameless.
Yeah, very completely shameless. So on the line here, on the No Outlet Live phone line, we have Matt Oravec. How are you, man?
No, I'm feeling kind of fat. Just ate dinner. How you feeling, man?
Oh man, I wish I was feeling fat. We're gonna feel like that after the show. How was your Christmas break, dude?
Oh, nice and quiet. How about you?
Oh man, mine was nice and sick. I got the COVID.
That's a bummer, dude.
Yeah,
was that your first time?
Yeah, it was my first time, and it started off very odd because my first symptom was back pain. I felt like I tore muscles in my back.
Oh, that's no good.
Very odd, and it just progressively became more and more symptoms as we went. Just for anybody that is curious about who Matt Oravec is, I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, right?
I'm not really sure myself, to be honest with you. I've heard it pronounced 3 different ways, from different family members, so your guess is as good as mine.
Man, your own family mispronounces your last name.
Oh, just introduce yourself as Mr. O, if necessary.
That works.
Matt,
How you doing, Anthony?
I'm good, thank you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So you hit me up. We used to do a show together, Mikes and Men, and he departed through some of the last bit. Well, I wouldn't say last because the show continued on for about a year afterwards, after his departure. And me and this dude had a lot of fun. I mean, there's episodes where you could go back, and I blended Thanksgiving dinner and put it in a pitcher and had him and Sean do a little taste testing.
Sean.
That was horrible.
Was it that bad? I think I ate a whole cup of it.
It was. I think you did. You enjoyed it quite a bit.
I did. I'm a garbage person.
Hey, goddamn, you're inflicting the same thing on yourself that prisons and jails do with problematic inmates. There's this thing called Neutraloaf, where they basically like stir like all the food items for any given meal into a ball.
Slab City.
Oh man, yeah, it was like Slab City food. So tell me about what do you think was the thing why did you depart from the show? Because I was never actually clear on what happened.
Well, okay, real quick, what was the reason that you were given that I departed the show, if you don't mind me asking?
I was never actually given a clear reason.
Oh, okay. That works.
The boss the boss just said, "There's no mystery about Matt. He simply disappeared." Now, I don't want to hear any follow-up questions from the rest of you people.
Well, I don't think it was actually the boss of the station, because it was at like a growing radio station. We were all doing a side project he had that was called Mikes and Men, and I think the members collectively all came together. I wasn't involved in it. One day I just showed up for one of the episodes, and they said you were no longer a part of the show.
Oh, recently?
No, back when you departed from Mike's and Men.
You're talking about me. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about you. Okay, I got you. Gotcha. Yeah. So there's a lot of history, and I kind of gotta give you a little background so it makes a little more sense. I've known Jeff for a while. We went to school together. Didn't really know each other in school, but met at Wixie and whatnot.
Jeff Stritch, that is somebody else. I also had him guest on the show. If you go back through the episodes, you'll see I have the episode with Jeff Stritch. That's who he's talking about.
I actually happened to see that. That was very good.
Yeah, I like Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. He's one of a kind, that guy.
To say the least.
So Jeff and I were friends. He would call me all the time about things in his personal life, which I'm not going to get into, and ask me for advice. He did this for 2 years. Never once took my advice, which is fine, because it affected me in no kind of way at all.
Right.
So we go to Mike's and Men. Well, first it started the day after, which is Saturday. He would call me and either bitch about the show or say how much he loved it or didn't love it, and everything in between. So it got to the point where every phone call was, "Oh, it's too gross," things like that. We need to change the format of the show, this and that. Either way, I didn't really care. I mean, the truth is, and I told him, not everything has to be funny. You know what I mean? Which I didn't think it did. Which that's a whole nother story with Sean. But which I have no problem with. Matter of fact, I feel bad about how shit went down between me and him. I was a little rough on him. He did piss me off, but the punishment didn't fit the crime. So I still feel bad about that. But the reason why that happened was because it was a subject that wasn't funny. He said something, and I knew he was going to say it, and I told Jeff he was going to say it. And when he said it the next day in a group text, I just kind of lost it. I was like, watch, he's going to say something because it wasn't a funny topic. It wasn't meant to be funny.
Oh, right.
But anyway, I was too hard on him, and I regret that. But so moving right along, Jeff will call me about the show. Usually it was Saturday after. Then it moved to on the ride home after the show. And so he kept bitching about the content, how he wanted it more appropriate. I mean, he just talked my ear off about it. And I was fine with it, and I supported it, and I tried to guide it in that direction for a little bit. But then, you know, he started not taking my advice, so that's when I came up with butt stuff. And butt stuff was a failed
butt
strategy.
stuff. That was the
Damn it! Now Jeremy's not going to be able to focus for the rest of the
show. Butt stuff seemed like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yes.
That was
it
like
didn't
about
have the
as
effect I wanted it to have.
Yeah, I get that. It was a failed bit.
No, it was a failed strategy to direct the show in a more appropriate light some of the time. That's what it was. It was a tipping point.
Yeah.
I was trying to push because Jeff was the lone authority of the show. He decided pretty much everything. So that was just I didn't really care about that butt stuff thing. I was just trying to sway Jeff to go in the direction that he wanted to go. So finally, at one point, I'm like, man, this dude just has full control, and he's not really doing anything with it. So I offered to pay for some of the podcasts, and he just blew me off a couple of times because I wanted some control over it too. Not control, but I wanted to have a say. And, it was kind of just him.
Yeah, when all of this went down, my real thought the whole time has been that, like, they kept me on and stuff like that. I showed up as an intern right out of school, and it upsets me that, like, you guys were a group of, like, friends is what it seemed like, and I really hope that we can move forward past all of that. I mean, that show's in the past now. I'm hoping that we could all, like, we need everybody to do the let bygones be bygones type of deal and get everyone back on board with being friends, and maybe we could all come together and collectively do something else together.
No, I totally agree with you, but can I just add one more thing? So, damn it, I just forgot what it was.
Oh, come on, go right on ahead.
Oh,
this man's having one of the weed brain farts.
Well, if he doesn't remember what it is, how can you expect him to go ahead?
At this point,
okay. So, Jeff's always calling me, complaining about the same thing. One day he texts me, and this is what led up to me quitting the show. He texts me, I had outside consultation. We're going to change the direction of this show. After the hours and hours that he talked to me about changing the direction of the show, he said he got outside consultation, all of a sudden changed it. That's why I quit. That pissed me off.
I don't even really understand what that means.
Okay.
What would his outside consultation?
You're going to have to ask Jeff that. But out of the blue one day, he texted me that he had outside consultation and that we're changing the direction of the show.
Yeah.
To more appropriate content. And my point is that all the hours he spent talking my ear off about it, and I gave him advice on how to do it, then he just goes and gets outside consultation. F everything I said, he wasted all that time of mine. I don't have patience for stuff like that. But you're right. I do want to let everything in the past,
Yeah, because you guys seemed like a close-knit group that you guys were all friends with each other. I could tell that you guys had like a real friendship going, and it really, like, I have a tough exterior and a soft interior. I get, it kind of saddens me a lot to see that the friendship broke up amongst you guys.
Oh, me too. Like, I didn't want to leave. I have fun doing that shit.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun doing it.
So, you had a lot of fun doing that. Have you been working on any projects since then?
No, I've had a private acting tutor.
A private
That's what I'm
acting
working on
tutor.
now.
You're about to get into
Yep.
acting?
Well, voice acting.
Oh, voice acting. Are you familiar with Stefan Johnson?
Stefan Johnson. I
If
mean, I
you-
don't really know like a whole lot of people in the industry. I don't know who that is.
So when I was going to Ohio Media School, I think this fellow was just graduating. And also for anybody watching or listening, Matt also went to the school that me and Anthony went to, and that's kind of how I was brought into this group of people that did Mike's Men and CBW. I met all of them through going to the media school. But this Stefan Johnson guy, I think he graduated right when we were starting. He is blowing up all over the internet. People need to look up Stefan Johnson.
Yeah.
His voiceover work is amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to do.
As a matter of
kidding.
yeah, you
got the voice for it, Anthony.
I know, I just don't. Yeah, I connected with another voiceover art guy on LinkedIn. I said, hey, I want to get involved. What do you want to do? What do I do? And he said, and he just replied with this long list of things. I clicked the thumbs up emoji or icon. He said, wow. He said, wow, all that information for a thumbs up. You might want to start by working on your professional etiquette. And I'm at which, yeah, I'm like, I just said, look, I have mental health issues, and that was a lot of information to process.
Now, for anybody that doesn't know Anthony, he is like very, very socially awkward, but he is also like not socially awkward at all. He is like super outgoing. He will speak with any stranger, but he also comes across certain, I guess, like, I don't know. You react very weird to certain things.
I'm very outgoing, but I often regret it.
Yeah, you don't know how to actually like jump into a social thing and to make the correct transition into long-lasting conversation, because like sometimes when I met Anthony in school, this man went on a rant in the middle of a class about how he has like 6 different degrees, and he was a police officer and went to the military. I mean, the whole classroom learned your whole life within like 2 minutes.
Which I should not have disclosed.
And it was so funny because you kind of segued into like a big introduction of yourself, and we were like really deep into a topic in that class. It was so funny.
I don't remember it, and I don't think I want to.
Yeah, we were in the class with Amanda Casey. She had just got called hot by like 2 students, and it was really funny. And then she's like, yeah, don't talk to me like that. I got a husband, blah, blah, blah.
No, the problem
I
was
remember
one of our classmates had the same name as her ex-husband.
Yeah, it was so funny, this guy in class. So then I just approached you, and we've been a pair ever since. We've been 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I love you, Anthony. You really are the best. So you're gonna get into voiceover work. What is what kind of voiceover work do you want to do, Matthew?
Well, eventually I want to get into narration. Like a National Geographic or Drugs Inc., something like that. Lockdown.
Now you are another person like Anthony Miano, Stefan Johnson. Matt Oravec is also one of these people with a very radio voice. Do you have a TikTok?
I do not.
I really think strongly.
I'm too old for that, no?
No. I think strongly if you want to get into voiceover work, you should start really plugging away at doing your, like the style of voiceover work you want to do. You can do that on TikTok and you will blow up people get millions of views on TikTok from good voiceover work.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea at all. We just started our very own TikTok, and immediately we were getting hundreds of viewership. And it's a really good platform for if you do something entertaining and very creative. I think you would work out really good on TikTok.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah, once you
free?
start it, yeah, and then it's like any other social media. Start your profile, and then you can start doing these. Start making videos of you doing voiceovers on video. Like you could go find a video of the people in Africa with the big ass wood plate in their lip, and do like do a voiceover clip of that stuff. And I swear to God, it'll blow up, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when you get on there, look up Stefan Johnson. He was just on the news last week because of how much he gets millions of views from doing voiceovers on like food. I mean, he does almost everything. Look him up on TikTok.
Absolutely. Stefan Johnson.
Yeah, Stefan Johnson. This man is so funny, dude. I can't get enough of this guy on TikTok. And he's local.
No, okay. Yeah, you said he went to school.
Yeah, he went to school with us, and he graduated right when we were starting. And this dude has been on the rise ever since. He's even been invited into shows like big time sports shows and stuff in LA. This guy's really making big moves. For all of our listeners also, go check him out.
Wow, absolutely.
So do you
awesome.
Do you have any other plans for any media style projects?
I don't. You know, I'm always open to something.
So let me just pitch this. I'm gonna pitch something to you right now, live on the air. So I'm about to upgrade the studio, and we're gonna have more spaces. Maybe I can have an episode where I bring the Mikes and Men boys in to squash the beef once and for all.
I'd be down with that.
I know at least one of them is going to watch or listen, so they're probably gonna message me during this.
That's cool.
Yeah, let's
I kind of
put
figured that.
let's put all the bullshit behind us, and let's just get right into growth. 'Cause I would love to have the boys back in town. The boys are back in town.
Careful, that might get us demonetized.
2022.
Yeah, 2022, the year that we grew.
I'd like to grow. You know how much it sucks being 5'3".
Also, yeah, that's another fun thing about Anthony Miano is that he is shorter than my stepson, 13-year-old.
Oh, he doesn't look short.
Dude, he's super short. This dude, what is your height?
5'3".
He is 5'3", dude.
Wow.
You know, I got three.
He doesn't sound short either.
I got 3 cousins that have a 6'2" father, and 2 of them reached their full height in their early teens. So I just reminded them, look, you might be taller than I am, but you are not stronger than I am.
You know, Matt Oravec has a really good point. You are 5'3", and you have the voice of like a Jason Momoa.
Yeah, wish I looked like Jason Momoa.
You'd be really intimidating over the phone.
Yeah, one time I think I was. I got a call. I got irritated with a telemarketer once, and I think I'd heard from the same one multiple times. So I just said in my best accent, obviously fake, but that I was a retired KGB agent, and that if he didn't stop calling, I would find him. And for anybody who doesn't know who the KGB were, they were the Soviet Union's secret police. They were the guys that would black bag people, the ones who would disappear people in the middle of the night.
Check this out, Anthony. I just gave Matt Oravec a game plan for heading into a possible self-career. Now, with you, I got a plan for you also. You should start a business where girls are having problems with, or even fellas that are having problems with outside entities talking to their significant other. They give you their contact info, and when you call them, you just scare the shit out of them with your super manly, sexy voice.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
I'm actually being dead serious. You could probably make a profit off of that.
Yeah, it might also be a crime, too.
No, it ain't a crime to threaten people over the phone.
Really?
But it only works. Well, actually, I can't even say that. It's not just over the phone because you're a military guy and you also you train.
Yeah, so that... Yeah, in which case I imagine my old reserve unit is saying, yeah, we got rid of him several years ago. We no longer have any authority or influence over what he does, and we want to strongly emphasize that whatever he did, we don't endorse it.
I think you and Matt together on TikTok, like both you guys voiceovering things. Also, you should probably think about that too, Anthony.
I have. I already have a profile on Fiverr, but I still haven't gotten any jobs. And one of the employers at this career fair that I went to last month was called Find Away Voices. They're a company that makes audiobooks, and I recorded a profile for them. Still haven't heard back other than we received your profile, and I thought they'd like me even more because I have something that I don't think any of their other applicants have.
Yeah, the voice of God.
Well, yes, but I was referring to I could narrate my own book for them.
Oh, right.
Actually, the two samples I recorded that I put in my profile are literally passages from my own book.
Oh man, that's really cool. You should narrate your book on TikTok.
Yeah, but I want people to buy the book. Okay, maybe I'll start a TikTok channel.
That's like my new thing is I just like tell people your business, your career in the future is TikTok. You make a TikTok. You make a TikTok. Everybody make a TikTok.
Yeah, that is assuming it's TikTok itself survives and isn't just another fad.
Oh, I think it's going to survive. That dude, it's so entertaining.
On the other hand, Facebook's been around 15 years now.
Dude, I was super late to the TikTok party, and when I started one and started looking through what videos they have, dude, you could find some of the funniest stuff in the world on that app. That I spend a lot of time on TikTok.
Oh yeah, it's stupid shit like the milk crate challenge.
No, for some reason, like I find a lot of videos of drug addicts doing weird shit in public. That is the funny, dude. I watch it for hours.
Out of curiosity, are the drug addicts filming themselves, or is this?
No, there's people driving by seeing like a weird heroin or meth head, doing the craziest shit on the streets. It's so entertaining.
Sleeping on a stop sign.
Yeah, or like doing that weird like zombie dance on the sidewalk by the bus stop. It's like, dude, the funniest shit is on there.
Just slip them a 20 to walk around going brains.
They look like zombies for real. But we do have to go to a break. Matt, I appreciate you so much for joining onto the show, for giving us a call, and we're going to stay in touch. We're going to have some more. Hopefully I can get you in. When I move the studio around and it goes into another room of the house, we're going to have a bigger space, and I'm going to expand to more microphones. Hopefully I can get you in here and we could actually have some fun, like the good old days.
I would love nothing more than that.
This is Matt Oravec. Find him on social media and soon to come TikTok. I appreciate
Thanks
you
for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for joining us. And
no problem.
This is No Outlet Live, and we'll be right back after this break.
It's that time of year again. The snow is getting ready to fall, and you're going to need a plowman to get you through the winter. Call Gifted Hands Landscaping. They handle all your lawn and snow care needs. Services include gutter cleaning, snow removal, leaf pickup, weed pickup, and more. Call Tank at 216-925-8473 to receive a free quote. Don't wait until the last minute. This is Cleveland. The snow is coming whether we like it or not. Again, that number is 216-925-8473. Gifted Hands Landscaping.
We'll warn you right now, things may get a little fucked up and crazy. What's even worse is I had a kid come in, and I was shitting in the urinal, and he came in, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? But if that's something you're into, then Mikes and Men is the show for you. The boys are going to cover it all without holding back. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you could learn a thing or two. It's Mikes and Men, only on CBW. So much time bitching and sitting on my ass, stuffing my face with pizza, jerking off and feeling sad. There's gotta be more to life than self-pity and feeling alone. This town has gone to hell, and now I finally feel grotto. Yeah, I'll sleep in the dirt like the scene of a postcard and collect a few new scars on my hands and my heart. 'Cause I've never felt as alive as I do when I wanna die. Resist the abyss, Lord knows that I try. Pull back this plastic, break it down to the wires. Douse what's wrong with me, completely in gasoline. Then light up a smoke, flick it into the pile. Watch what was once burst up into flames. There's a bite in the air. Let the fire take hold. 'Cause baby, who will keep you warm when the world's so goddamn cold?
No outlet, but I need to charge my phone. No Outlet Live.
This is No Outlet Live, episode 19 or 20. We're starting to plug away at this, Ant.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, are you happy with the growth of the show we've had just so far? I mean, we're only 20 episodes in, and we're starting to climb up throughout everything that we're streamed or played on. We're climbing up to 1,000 views and listens.
Honestly, no, I'm not happy. I want more.
Yeah, I want more, but you gotta take what you can get and then grow it.
Yeah, you're far more optimistic than I can ever be.
We were just having a conversation about working at something, and it never starts out the best, but you slowly work yourself up to getting where you want to be. Do you want to jump into the news?
Sure, let's do that.
Hold on.
Since you said jump, we may as well start with that.
No
basketball
Outlet
story.
Live News with Anthony Miano.
So bring us into our first story. Where are we going with this?
Well, since you said jump, let's start with that basketball story.
Okay, perfect. So let's look for Connecticut High School. All right. Let's see this. If it'll
Protect your health and finances with the help of Medicare Solutions from the Mutual of Omaha family of...
Nope. We will not do that. All right, here we go.
If nothing else, because Medical Mutual of Omaha isn't paying us. Am I
All
right?
Hold on. It says the point one or 1 point. I don't even know how you'd say that. White House is bragging about Biden job gains draws social media backlash. Is this correct?
No, that's totally not the story I meant to cover.
Whoa, hold on. Let me see if they have a video for the story you're covering. Oh, looks like there's not. All right, so tell me what's going on here.
Okay, so this is Saturday. So this is a Saturday, and this previous Monday, Sacred Heart High School in Hamden, Connecticut, won a game by the astonishing score of 92-4.
Oh my God, 92-4. What were they playing? People 4 grades younger than them?
No, their opponent was a local school called Lyman Hall. Although Connecticut's such a small state, any other Connecticut school is going to qualify as a local team. But I digress. Anyway, yeah, the score was 80-0 going into the fourth quarter. Is that a midget or a child? No, I'm not sure that was the right sound effect to go with here.
Which one should I have used?
I don't know.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, closer. By the way, I also want to add, assuming Trey Parker and Matt Stone wouldn't sue us, oh my god, they killed Kenny, you bastards. I think that will be a good one to add to the...
I don't know if we'll be able to pull that off.
Well, don't we have one of Homer going, dough?
Yeah, but that's... I think... I don't know. I'll look into it.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so... Yeah, the head coach of the Sacred Heart Sharks... Yeah, that wow, those are like...
Sacred Heart Sharks. It sounds like a Disney movie or something. Or
maybe like a reality show about heart surgeons.
Yeah, the Sacred Heart Sharks.
They work at a Christian-based hospital.
Yeah, an episode of The Good Doctor.
Yeah. So if those writers are listening, there you go. We don't even expect a contribution credit. No, but yeah, they're the head coach of Sacred Heart High School has been suspended for...
Jason Kirk?
Yes, as, according to their principal, the dominant win... Go back up. What did it say?
Okay.
Did not align with the school's teachings and principles.
You know what? I think this is bullshit. If you want to have... if you have a team that has great coaching and a great presence with this team to where they could do, what was it, 94-4?
92-4.
And that is just, it blows my mind that this is the second story you've done on this show of this style of, like, it's always basketball too. Sometimes you get blown out.
Now, it was football the last time.
Oh, you're right, it was football.
I think it was a high school game in California. Now, I want to go, based on what I can read in this story, I don't think any of this should be held against the players because there's no mention of them.
But why put a coach why put him on the news and get him in trouble and suspend him over making a great team?
Well,
knowing how to coach is now punished.
Well, okay, to be fair, I don't know if the school intended to put him on blast. It's possible, or even probable, they were trying to do this quietly, but somehow the media found out. And then, well, once the media found out and started asking questions, the school had to just, be honest. That's one way to look at it. Also, I think there might be something more going on here because this was Sacred Heart's third game of the season. And guess what the scores in their previous games were?
Oh, tell me these scores.
83-48 and 80-37.
In their favor?
Yes, they won those games by those scores.
So it's from the other team having a bunch of kids and parents complaining that they just got washed.
I didn't see anything in there about that either, because there is not a single quote from the other school, from any of the players on either team, or the administration at any of these schools. But
well, it says right here, Sister Sheila O'Neill, the school's president, said, "The Sacred Heart Academy values the lessons taught and cultivated through athletic participation." Okay, including ethical and responsible behavior. She continued that the administration and athletics of their school are deeply remorseful for the manner through the outcome of the game that they achieved. We're in communication with Lyman Hall High School. And, I mean, so it's the school's president was upset and thinks that they have higher values and philosophies about completely dominating in a sport that is played to see who is more dominant. I can't stand this.
I know.
Sister Sheila O'Neal, go eat a big fat wiener.
Yeah, she might be less uptight if she did, but that's another issue. Anyway, no, but look at the scores of those other two games, though.
I mean, they're not a complete wash because other teams are scoring like they're putting up 30, they're putting up whatever.
Yeah, I think this school might be playing again vastly below its vastly above its level of competition.
Well, this is the thing. When I played football in 6th grade, that was the only grade that I played football. We played in Toledo, they name all of the elementary schools after professional teams. I played for the Jets. Our team was kind of like the Jets. The Cowboys had this kid from South Africa he was like 6'5" and could run 100 miles an hour. It was no competition, and we got blown out.
Are we sure he was actually that age and didn't just come over here with, shall we say, incomplete papers so it couldn't be proven that he wasn't really that young?
I don't know. I have no idea, but when we saw this kid, we were like, dude, we're about to play football against an adult. There's an adult on this team.
But yeah, I think the only change that probably needs to be made is...
Hold on, let me finish my point.
Okay.
So do you think that there's members on this team that are just gargantuan kids?
Maybe.
I mean, LeBron was in high school dunking on people.
Yeah, but by the time it got to my junior year, most of the schedule was not even against local teams.
Yeah, they had to broaden the schedule because this dude was so dominant.
And it wasn't just... I mean, I don't think he was single-handedly turning all the games into blowouts. He was, like, making it guaranteed wins. But, yeah, it was thanks to him. And now that I'm making this point, it is very ironic that I'm wearing all blue right now.
Oh, why is that?
Because our school colors were green and gold, and our arch rival, Hoban, who we never managed to beat...
Hoban all over the block.
Yeah, now... Now, in deference to the alumni and students of that school, I shall now pronounce the school's name the way they do. Hoban.
Yeah,
while looking down my nose at whoever I'm addressing in a condescending manner as though they are lucky to be speaking to me. Now, so, after my freshman and sophomore year, Hoban would not voluntarily play us in basketball.
Oh, man, I bet.
Yeah, now... And incidentally, it was a game against them my junior year in the playoffs, so thus they didn't have a choice, at the James Arthur Rhodes Arena, a.k.a. the JAR, at Akron U, which became the St. V basketball team's home court by default those last 2 years.
Okay.
LeBron's father figure got dragged out of the game. Or dragged out of the arena, rather.
For fighting?
Not fighting. Screaming at a referee.
Oh, yeah, they'll kick you out for that.
Well, no, it wasn't that on its own. It was, he thought the referee should have called a foul and started screaming at him. And then this University of Akron police officer, who was, well, about the size I am now, said, sir, could you please settle down and get back in your seat? And then guess what he did?
Oh, what is that?
He got more belligerent and started screaming even more. So, there was this swarm of blue uniforms just converging on him within seconds, and they dragged him out of there kicking and screaming, and to be honest, that was more fun to watch than the game.
I can almost guarantee that would have been more entertaining.
And that was one of his smaller brushes with the law, because
you're just watching a team get washed, and then this dude really makes it interesting.
Yeah, now, but this dude though, that was one of his smaller brushes with the law. You know how I can say that?
Please.
Because he later did time for real estate fraud.
Oh, I think I've heard of this, man.
Yeah, so you know the practice of flipping houses?
Yeah, I think there's a story of a local radio personnel out here that was doing the same thing.
Yeah, now, that practice is completely legal and above board, but what Mr. Eddie Jackson was doing was he and his buddy were flipping houses. Now, all house sales, whether it's flipping or whether it's a traditional sale, have an appraisal. And their accomplice was this appraiser who would appraise the renovated homes at much higher than they were actually worth, and then Mr. Jackson and his accomplice sold them accordingly.
Oh man, that's wild. We've been covering this story for 20 minutes. To end it in transition here,
I think that Connecticut high school needs to play higher level competition.
Well, I think they need to get rid of that fucking sister Sheila O'Neal or whatever the fuck her name is. Fuck you, lady.
Or this might just be that she or someone else powerful in that little world might just have an axe to grind with that coach for an unrelated reason, and they're just using this as an excuse.
He's like doing some Penn State in the shower.
God, I hope not.
All right, so let's move on to this other story. It says the U.S. government sues Georgia auto repair shop that dumped more than 91,000 pennies in a former employee's driveway. Hold on. Didn't we cover this already before?
I don't think we did, no.
Hold on. Yes, we did. A wheelbarrow filled with thousands of oily pennies. I remember us covering this in March 2021.
We did?
I'm pretty positive we covered this story.
I don't think we did, because this didn't happen until... What's the date on that?
It says March 20th, 2021.
Yeah, that's the date on the photo. What's the date on the article?
Shit, where can I even find that? Oh, January 6th, 2022. I swear we covered this same story. I remember hearing this. The dude got a bunch of pennies because he got ripped off by the government now has got involved.
That's the new part. So, so apparently this mechanic named Andres Flotten, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, called the Labor Department after he didn't get his last paycheck.
Yes.
And he accused them of...
Dude, we covered this, and now it's resurged. It's made a resurgence.
Okay, so consider this, I guess. If any of our viewers can clarify whether or not we've covered this before, please let us know in the comments. But the new development is this shop, which was called A.O.K. Walker Auto Works, is out of business now.
Oh, man, I bet.
Yeah, so
they're getting sued, and they're out of business and have no money.
I would guess not. Now, this company, this shop actually devoted a page on its webpage telling their side of the story.
Okay, it says the saga began in January 2021. Now, we must have covered it that month. I'll go back and look at the archives when...
Okay, so a representative from the Labor Department called that shop on January 27th. So maybe we covered it in that month.
I know you did.
Because here's the thing. Those pennies weren't delivered until after the shop's conversation with the Department of Labor. So I don't think we could have covered this before January 27th of last year.
Look, the court documents say that on top of the pile of oily pennies, defendants left a copy of Mr. Flatten's last paycheck with an expletive written on the outside.
Yeah, and I read the shop owner's account.
And what did he say?
Well, he said the guy should have been grateful to get it. It was $915 which in a just world he would not receive. And
you know why I remember this story?
Why's that?
Because when you sent this to me and I looked it up and then we covered it, my question the first time and still today is, how the hell do you get 91,000 pennies?
Yeah,
you can't go to the bank and get 91,000 pennies. You have to have like a 50-gallon drum of pennies just laying around.
Yeah, he would have had to order those from somewhere.
I mean, that's like
I think this guy is, and I also read some reviews of that shop on Yelp. Some were positive, some were like, yeah, the guy was rude to my wife. Others are like, I hope they're out of business, and
I spit it out.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't think the Department of Labor would have gotten involved here if this employer hadn't done something wrong.
But also, it begs the question, he paid him. He dropped him off that $915. It was in pennies, but people always try to have this debate that you can't pay in pennies. So if I show up into a Burger King and I order $10 of food in only pennies, you should legally have to accept it because it is U.S. currency.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He was paid. He got his last check.
Yeah, but he's going to lose 10% of it getting it converted to anything.
And a lot of hours washing the oil off of them.
Yeah, honestly, just... basically, this guy, the owner of the shop is painting this guy as a terrible employee who didn't deserve any of that money, and I paid him because the big bad government made me.
What if that's the case? I mean, really, think of people these days. Have you ever dealt with somebody that you could just tell, like, you're a piece of shit, and you don't even like your job, and you're treating me like shit as a customer because you don't like your own life?
That was me when I worked at Circle K.
I actually really was a happy-go-lucky guy in Circle K.
Yeah. Now, granted, I was in a spot where I was in my last year of college. I'd just gotten disenrolled from ROTC. Hostile home life. I was, like I spent most of that year suicidal.
Man, when I was working for Circle K, I was the coolest guy. I had a band, okay? I was so cool and had a really good band. Shout out to Close to Cash, all the family out there. Man, that was one of the times of my life. I was high on drugs all the time.
Maybe that was the problem. I wasn't on drugs.
Yeah, you should try out drugs sometime.
Well, I was in the National Guard at the time. You know, that prospect of getting caught every month probably had something to do with it.
You know how easy it is to buy fake pee?
They have observers that make sure you can't do that.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, that you can't successfully use the fake pee.
Why? Why would you say that? Because even if they watch, they can't just stare directly at your Johnson. They usually stand by the door.
Actually, they can, and they do.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a way to do drugs in the military. Everybody I've known in the military did drugs in it.
Yeah, I was told secondhand of a guy who was a company commander in one National Guard unit did a full drug test on Saturday and then did another one the next day.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
And most of the soldiers that pissed hot the second day did not on the first.
Yeah, that's a smart way to that's a smart way to catch people, because after the drug test, you know that you got free range and some time, but then they get you at that second one the next day.
But yeah, the story of this guy that got paid in pennies, I don't know who to believe. I am sure there is more to it, and apparently
the guy that got the 90,000 pennies on his driveway, he said he was dealing with a fella that was similar to an angry toddler, and you just got to kind of ignore it if you work there, he says. He said he's taking a stand against the tyranny of an over... Oh, and the guy that's getting sued by the government over this, he said this is a result of cancel culture, and he's got to take a stand against the tyranny of an overbearing government. I kind of feel him, though. He did pay the guy.
Yeah,
it was a shitty way to pay somebody, but he did it.
Here's the thing, though. If that were the only incident, I don't think the government would be getting involved.
Yeah.
Because apparently this guy's being accused of chronically not paying overtime.
Did you send me two separate
I did. That's because I wanted to bring up, I said that's the page of its website that shop put their version of the story.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
As much as I was initially inclined to hate that guy, I wanted to hear the other side.
Okay, so this is the shop owner. He made a website and explained himself. The pennies. What started out as a gotcha to a subpar ex-employee sure got a lot of press. Unfortunately, by law, we cannot disclose his shortcomings. He's really throwing jabs out right now. Let us just say that maybe he stole, maybe he killed a dog, maybe he killed a cat, maybe he was lazy, maybe he was a butcher, maybe he means butcher by like he butchered his work. Maybe he liked self-gratifying himself in clients' cars. Ooh. So I don't believe that this guy was killing dogs and cats and stuff, but maybe this dude was in a client's car, a really nice car, and you're showing off on Instagram and, driving around the parking lot and taking pictures looking like you're hot shit. That is a big problem if you're a business owner.
I agree, but here's I think if that were happening, there would be an article showing one of those Instagram pictures this guy took.
Yeah, that would have been the story. You're right.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to think is your prerogative, but know that no one would go through the trouble we did to make a point without being motivated. See, dude, sometimes I'm a victim blamer a lot, and I am kind of on this guy's side. He probably had the worst employee. The guy kept bitching about a $900 check that he probably really did not deserve. But by law, you have to pay for, who knows, man. I wish I could be a juror on this case.
If it went, well, yeah, it probably will be going to trial.
Because I bet you, hold on. He got paid in cash. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And quite frankly, if you think what we did warrants the 80-plus death threats and thousands of overly aggressive phone calls, thousands of disturbing emails, thousands of false reviews, and gag gifts we have received, then you are not the kind of people we want to do business with. Well, I must admit, some of them have been very humorous. He's got a sense of humor, too, and have provided us many hours of enjoyment. Most are innocent. He said the people against him are acting like children on a temper tantrum. Yeah, I'm with this guy. He went about it the wrong way, and really you should just be more simple about the way you would part ways with an employee that you're having problems with. Take the $900 loss or whatever and recoup it through a better employee. The way he went about it was wrong, but he was trying to make a point, and now it's backfiring.
And that's assuming he was even in the right to begin with. Like
I kind of believe the other guy from what I've read.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. I didn't see any actual evidence. Here, the by law, we cannot disclose his shortcomings. Well, if he was on the clock and he actually worked that time, you gotta pay him.
Yeah, you do have to pay for time served.
Yeah, and I want to know more about both sides here. Like, has either of them been accused of doing the wrong thing, criminal or otherwise, before?
Or even investigate previous employers of the victim in this case.
To see if maybe if they think he fucked them over.
If other employers are like, hey, this dude was a problem when he worked for me.
Okay.
He was stealing time off the clock. I just had a meeting at my job about this. There was people that were milking time on extended breaks, going to the bathroom for a half hour at a time. That's actually stealing money. When you break it down, if you're on the clock at your job and you're in the bathroom for a half hour to an hour, you're stealing their money. They're paying you that hour and you're not working. I understand, like, everybody's got to go take a shit or whatever, but people don't do that no more. You have a TV in your pocket, essentially, and you're stealing time on the clock. So if this guy was like one of these people, or he was doing inappropriate acts in customers in a customer vehicle,
I'd agree, but it sounds like the guy was exaggerating, because in the sentence before he said, by law, we cannot disclose his shortcomings. But then he said, maybe he was
killing dogs, killing cats.
Yeah, it's kind of like how... okay, sidetrack just a little bit. I knew a soldier when he was wounded in Iraq. He was evacuated to a hospital in the rear in Rota, Spain. And he was, when he was like recovered enough to be well and about, he asked the doctor, a Navy physician, hey, you know a place where a guy can go get a beer? And guess what the doctor said?
What did the doc say?
Well, I can't tell you that if you walk out of the front door of this hospital, go 2 blocks, and then turn left, you'll find a bar.
The good walk around.
Yeah, so it sounds like so what this owner would basically be saying is, I can't tell you that I caught him gratifying himself in a customer's car. He might be saying, I can't tell you, but then he is also...
So what if everything that he said in that sentence of, like, with all the question marks, like, maybe he killed a dog, maybe he's a butcher, like butchering jobs, maybe he's self-gratifying. What if he's doing that? What if he's saying, like, this is a plethora of things this dude was doing that was horrible, being employed by me, and I don't think that was worth my money.
Well, it sounds like then he should have been able to say that to the Department of Labor, and then he probably wouldn't be getting sued. And then if that legitimately were the case, and this were, and the situation involving this one guy were the only thing that got him brought under the attention of the Department of Labor, the Department of Labor would probably not be suing him.
Oh my God, hold on. So this guy made a couple of points here. The U.S. Point 1, the U.S. Department of Labor approved his payment. Point 2, there were no laws actually broken. Point 3, there were exactly 100,003 pennies, 750 dimes, and 2 quarters, and 1 nickel, and his pay stub in that pile. That is a lot more than what we're legally obligated to give him. Why so much more? We figured that he had had enough intelligence to just have the pennies counted and exchanged. The most expensive change processor we could find charged 10%. We wanted to make sure he got every penny he requested. So that 10% you brought up earlier, they actually paid him the 10% too, so that he could get it exchanged and get his full money's worth on his paycheck. So they paid the 10% cost of exchanging the change.
Okay,
That's funny.
I am split down the middle on this because...
I mean, if he legally paid him, then there's no problem here. It's on you what you do with your payment, whether it's in change or bills. It is money.
Also, the lengths this guy is going to explain himself...
Oh my God. Point 4, the whole event was filmed from start to finish. We have it. So the video may come out, and I want to see this video.
Okay, I think that... You ever heard the expression, he protests too much?
Hold on, repeat that?
Protesting too much.
Protesting too much. This guy's, he's saying too much in his defense without being in a court?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Honestly, if this guy had just, sent a check...
Hold on here. There's some other stuff going on. His, point 8, the female that accused me of pulling down her pants in the lobby in front of others did not happen, It's my opinion that she has a bit of an axe to grind and is looking for her 15 minutes of fame. She's never been an employee of this company. Never! Although we did work together at some shops many, many years ago. 2, the accusation is a flat-out lie. I've never done anything like that to anyone, much less a female. I've never reached out to all of my fellow coworkers at the alleged time she claims this happened, and none have any recollection of this event. I do recall her stating many times as to her dick being bigger than anyone in the shops, and her rubbing her crotch in front of them and sniffing her fingers. Yeah, I love it. Straight up. As to her motivation to publicly make this claim several years ago, I was subpoenaed. Okay, so there's a lot more to this story. It's growing as we go.
Well, here's we're learning more about...
This guy is putting too much out there.
Yeah, I think if anybody's listening that has any experience with a, shall we say, outgoing employee that's anything like this... Now, granted, I've never...
Cut your ties and take a loss and don't go to court, because you're going to spend more money in court battling all this bullshit instead of just wiping your hands clean of the situation and moving on.
Well, it sounds like he didn't choose to go to court.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to court because he's getting sued over instead of just wiping his hands clean and giving this guy a check.
Well, no, if I can believe that the Department of Labor said they didn't care how the guy was paid as long as he was paid. In that case, I'm like, okay, that one's on the Department of Labor for not being more specific. But it sounds like with this one guy, the employer was told, pay him his last check, and there will be no further consequences for that. But I think this guy is being sued over a pattern of other behavior that most likely came to light because of this.
How did that not be a part of the original story? This is the first time I'm hearing about this dude pulling down some girl's pants in the lobby.
And even if I believe him completely and this woman is someone with an axe to grind, as he said, he should not have put that out there in responding to the story about paying the guy in 91,000 pennies.
Yeah, it's separate events. You should not bring that into this, because now he's starting to look worse.
Yeah.
I'm still mind blown at where this guy got 100,000 pennies. Where the hell do you get 100,000 pennies unless you've collected them your whole life?
And I don't think I even know anybody that would have the inclination to do that for any reason. Like,
I seen it one time on Pawn Stars. You remember that show Pawn Stars?
Yeah, which is, and the title's resemblance to the adult films is totally
Porn Stars.
Yeah,
like Tessa back here with her bajangas out.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, continue. Pawn Stars.
On Pawn Stars, the granddad of the family, his whole life he collected all of his money. He saved everything, and he had like 10 50-gallon drums full of pennies because they don't spend it, and he figured, I'm just going to hold on to all of this and cash it in at some point, or if everything goes bad, I can resort to having this cash. And, that's a smart move, but that's the only time I've ever heard or have seen anything of this sort of having.
So this guy was extremely thrifty and
kept all of his money. He had the money to pay this dude if he has 100,000 pennies, because you can't go nowhere and get 100,000 pennies. You have to personally do that yourself.
I think maybe banks can order that much.
How long would it take the bank to get you 100,003 pennies?
No, I mean, I can buy, like, a bigger bank would occasionally make, like, a large order of 100,000 pennies so that we'll have enough pennies now for the next 100 years.
Give that to
an individual?
One individual comes into the bank and says, I need 100,000 pennies. I don't think that could easily happen.
Or maybe if it's like a bank with a lot of branches nearby, they might just be like, well, sir, we can only give you 5,000 pennies, but let me call the other branch. Hey, branch manager, yeah, I got a customer here that needs 90,000 pennies. Can you help me out? Oh, I can send you 10. Okay.
100,000. He said it was 100,003 because he paid the 10%.
I know. I was just saying that, like, this might be one bank, like, just getting pennies from all of its local
Fucking
branches.
the whole fucking country?
Well, no, I mean, like, all of it. Like, say there might be...
You would have to call every branch in the country and possibly other countries.
Or possibly just, like, every bank in the local area.
Yeah, maybe they could do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just speculating, but either way, this shop owner just
is a real dickhead.
I don't think I'd want to do business with him or work for him.
No, even if he's not guilty, now it's gone too far.
Yeah, and I get the feeling that had he just sent this guy a check, this would have gone away quietly.
I agree.
He just brought a lot of... He just brought so much unnecessary heat on himself.
I think he's a mental midget.
Is that a midget or a child? Yeah, and I don't think the Department of Labor would be suing him unless there was a pattern of behavior.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, you know what? Now that I think of it, maybe a casino. You know, honestly, what made me think casino just now?
The movie?
No, the soundbite. That made me think of an Indian reservation casino.
Oh, you ever seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I think I've only seen a few episodes.
There's the leader of the local Native American tribe, Ken Hotate, also operates a casino, and he's just like masterfully manipulative. He's like, I know two things about white people. They love Rachel Ray. And,
we do.
And they are terrified of curses.
Oh my God.
And then so he puts a curse on the Harvest Festival, and at the end of it, Leslie does whatever to make it right, and then she enlists him for a ceremony where he formally undoes the curse. So he just like throws salt out of a bowl and just says what sounds like a Native American language, and he's like, I'm not even using real words right now. And then he threatens this other vendor with, then perhaps we should revisit the contract we have with Punch Burgers in our casinos. Is that a threat? And he's like, why, yes. I'm sorry. I thought it was obvious.
So speaking of TV shows, by the way, that was a really good news segment. You did a good job on them stories.
Oh, yeah.
No Outlet Live.
Oh, yeah.
News with Anthony Miano.
Oh, and we forgot to cover my Taco Bell story.
Oh, well, send that in.
I already did. Just cut the music. I'll make it real fast.
Okay.
For the price of $10 a month, you can
Oh my
get,
God, I know what you're about to say.
For $10 a month, you can get a taco per day at Taco Bell.
Oh, no, you're not covering the wings? Taco Bell has wings now.
Yes, but they are not part of this
desirable.
Well, I gotta say, Taco Bell, learn from McDonald's mistakes, because they have tried things like pizza and spaghetti.
Yeah, and they fail.
Okay, the one successful thing outside of its original core menu of burgers, fries, and shakes that they ever added was the fish sandwiches.
Yeah.
And the one thing they ever added that actually worked out well.
And
that's mostly because of Lent.
Over the break, do you have Netflix?
Not at the moment. I turn it on and off.
When you were growing up, did you ever watch The Karate Kid?
I did not, but yeah, I'm familiar with that series, Cobra Kai.
Oh my lord! The new season just came out.
I do love the trailer where what's the name of the guy that was the bad guy in the original?
Lawrence.
Lawrence, when he meets Danny's business associates. Hey, oh yeah, I know you. That's the guy whose ass you kicked. Well, technically, I kicked his face.
Yeah. So the new season came out on like just after Christmas, and it is so good. I did all kinds of movie watching while we were away, not during my quarantine, but when I was not quarantined, I think I've watched all of the new stuff. I also caught the new Matrix.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things about that.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Oh, in that case, I'd like to recommend a supplemental viewing material. Are you familiar with a YouTube channel called Screen Rant?
No.
Well, they have this show called Pitch Meetings, where it's this one guy named Ryan George. It cuts between him playing the dual roles of movie producer and screenwriter.
Oh my god, and he does The Matrix 4?
Yes, that's his latest video. It starts off with, "So, you have a movie for me?" "Yes, sir, I do. It's about," and then
Hold on, one more time, tell me who this guy is.
His name is Ryan George. You can find him on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm about to look him up.
Screen Rant Pitch Meetings.
Ryan George?
I'd type in Screen Rant Pitch Meetings.
All right, so let's check out this The Matrix Screen Rant. Oh, hold on.
You
is
got
that it?
Okay, yeah. Right below Harry Potter. Scroll next one down.
Oh, there we go.
So, you have a fourth Matrix movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. And I have to say, it was tough to crack this one because of how the trilogy, ended and the story was complete and all done. Right. The story was over. It was done with. But you figured out how to bring it back. I did, sir. I kinda did. Amazing. So let's hear it. Right, so we're gonna meet an older Neo, right? And he's a famous video game developer who made a super popular trilogy called The Matrix. Oh. And the trilogy is done, the story's complete, but the decision makers are forcing him to make a fourth one. Right. And he doesn't want to do it, but his boss is like, Warner Bros. Are going to make this fourth one with or without us.
They weren't lying at the beginning of the video. Big spoiler alert if you have not seen this movie.
I've watched this whole video. I have no interest in seeing the movie.
He's spot on, and this movie was so garbage. I couldn't believe it.
Have a problem here? You tell me. You want to take this outside, buddy? I would love to take this outside. Well, then let's take this outside. Fine with me. This is nice. Yeah, fresh air, right? Makes a huge difference in my mood. Gets stuffy in there sometimes. It does, yeah. Well, we should get back, though. So yeah, I figure we could spend a good chunk of the movie making fun of unnecessary sequels, just being very self-aware about the cash grabbiness of it all. Okay, but just to be sure so I can tell the shareholders, we're still gonna do that, right? We are, yeah, but by being self-aware about the cash grab, we make the cash grab clever. Oh, I love it. Take a big meta crap all over me. I can take it. Ugh, meta craps are tight. All right, so anyway, Neo has no choice but to make this fourth Matrix game, but he also feels like he's losing his mind a little bit. Oh, he does? Yeah, he's not sure what's real or not, and his therapist is making him take these blue pills. Oh, that's part of the IP. It is, yeah. So we're gonna spend a bunch of the movie just pretty much remaking the first Matrix movie, but slightly different. What do you mean? Well, we're gonna kind of discover what the Matrix is. The audience already knows what the Matrix is. They do, yeah. So we're gonna show them again, and also just play a bunch of clips from the first movie. Sure, why not? We do own...
Dude, oh my god. So this is completely correct. It's a little too much.
And there are other, you mean like too much to play this whole video on here?
Yeah, okay. but also he's so right, because what really caught me, or what really messed me up, was that they found the perfect guy to play Morpheus, but he's not Morpheus. The storyline says that Neo created this Morpheus, and he wears like pimp suits throughout the whole thing, and zoot suits and shit.
Which is probably the least problematic thing about the movie.
I had a huge problem with that. And then also, I think they could have took a huge crazy turn in this movie and then just made him crazy, and it was all made up in his own head. That would have been awesome. But they went too corny with the theme and even the fighting in that movie was straight trash.
Yeah, I gotta say, I've seen the first 3, and the first one was good.
The first one was excellent.
And the second 2, I barely remember anything from, and that should be a red flag.
Well, I loved all 3 of them. Well, this one took a horrible turn.
No, it should be a red flag to anyone listening who knows me at all if I barely remember a movie I saw.
Oh, you're right. You are so right.
But yeah, and to be honest, the one good thing about the first one,
Anthony, you had the memory of like an elephant.
was the techno music wire foo shootout where Neo walks in through the metal detector. The guard's like, "Sir, you're gonna please remove any and all metal." Oh shit! And then
they go haywire, doing the crazy slow-mo cartwheels, shooting,
or the leaping through the air, firing the 2 pistols. Yeah, that was excellent. And then of course it got parodied to high heaven in other.
But
movies.
in this fourth one, I can admit that with today's CGI, a lot of the stuff they did visually was very cool. Like when Neo would go all like Super Saiyan, like Dragon Ball Z, and did like cool moves, it looked way better than the first 3 films. And he was like able to like move missiles and shit in this one, and it looked realistic. That was the cool dynamic of this movie.
Oh shit, I think I just predicted Keanu Reeves' next movie.
I know what his next movie is, and I can't wait to see it.
Is it going to be Matrix 5?
No, it's actually John Wick 4.
Oh shit. Oh, I thought... Okay, I think he's on a spree right now.
He is. He's out here killing it on filming movies.
No, in terms of 3s and 4s, because last year he released Bill and Ted 3.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I'll save you the trouble.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
Was it horrible?
It was adequate. I did like that they had... They did one thing I don't think I've ever seen in movies.
What is that?
Well, their sidekicks are their teenage daughters, who basically act just like younger versions of them.
I did watch this movie.
Yeah, you don't really see that with a father-daughter dynamic in fiction. You do see it with...
Was it the one, like, falling in love with the other dude's daughter?
No, I don't think they did that.
I could have swore that the one of them had a crush on on his best friend's daughter or something.
I didn't, but I love how their therapist is like, "Guys, when your wife said couples counseling, did you really think this was what they meant?" And then it cuts to all 4, Bill and Ted and their wives on the couch. Yeah, we're a couple of couples. But no, there's that. Didn't he release John Wick 3 last year?
I think that was a couple of years ago.
Okay, so John Wick 3, then Bill and Ted 3, then Matrix 4. I think he's going to do... Oh, shit. Okay.
Speed 3?
No, he was smart enough not to return for Speed 2. In which case, I know how I would pitch Speed 3 to him.
How would you pitch Speed 3?
Well...
convince me.
Keanu... And this is... I'm going to pretend you're Keanu Reeves, not...
Okay.
I'm the studio exec.
All right,
so, okay, Keanu...
So, I'm looking for a really good movie to add to my 3s and 4s that I'm doing right now.
So, yeah, we want to strongly apologize for the garbage that was Speed 2, and...
Whoa.
Yeah, we now totally understand why you didn't want to be associated with it, and we would like to offer you either Speed 3, or we are willing to have Speed 2 to be legally declared non-existent, and you...
Does anybody kill my dog in Speed 3?
No, but you'll be allowed to kill whoever you like for whatever reason you like. And that applies off camera as well.
Now, am I going to have, like, Halle Berry as my female sidekick?
We'll hire whoever you want.
Anybody I really want?
Yes.
Okay, I want to take 80% of my earnings off of this film, and then I want to donate it to the Children of Africa Fund.
Sure, whatever you want.
And also, I want to have a commercial for my donation that has the arms of an angel.
If you mean the Sarah McLachlan song, sure, we'll license that.
Yeah, how about my partner in this movie, Speed 3? I have a sidekick female that kicks ass, and it's Sarah McLachlan.
Sure. Anything you want. There's pretty much nothing we can put in this movie that would make it worse than Speed 2.
Actually, can I donate 99.9% of my earnings to Sarah McLachlan?
Yeah, but bear in mind, she also had a hit song about a fan stalking her, so unless you want to hear her singing about that, it's probably not a good idea. No, seriously, Sarah McLachlan did have a... did write a song.
Stalker song?
Yeah, no, she wrote a song based on her experience of having a stalker. It was called Building Mystery. But anyway, so I'm thinking... hopefully they don't remake Point Break again.
No, they probably won't do Point Break. Oh,
No,
what are some other really good...
No, did you notice I said remake Point Break again?
Oh, a remake of a remake.
No, just like a remake of or a sequel to the original that pretends the remake that already exists doesn't exist.
Well, nowadays they don't do that with TV and film. What they do is they remake the film, but with different actors. Like the new version of Die Hard with some other bald guy.
Well, no, but that reminds me, I recommend the latest episode of Epic Rap Battles of History on YouTube. Are you familiar with it?
I have not watched that in so long.
Well, the latest episode is the Holy Trinity of John.
What is that?
John Wick versus John McClane versus John Rambo.
Stop it.
Seriously, and ironically, they did not work in John Shaft, although I think they referenced him. Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. So, yeah, Point Break, even if Patrick Swayze were still alive, I would say no. Oh, yeah, they kind of did remake Point Break 10 times already. You know it as the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Oh, right.
I mean, okay, well, at least the very first Fast and Furious movie was a remake of Point Break in a way, except they replaced the surfer bank robbers with fast car driving
street racers and...
Oh, yeah, they also had a thing where they were hijacking trucks, too.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And then...
The Fast and the Furious, they lost me after they went into Tokyo Drift. I watched Tokyo Drift and never watched one ever since.
I've somehow seen all of them, except 9.
I bet you have.
No, I stopped. I didn't watch 9.
I bet you remember all of them word for word, too.
No, they weren't that good, but I stopped at 8, and I didn't watch Hobbs and Shaw or any of the spin-off films, but there's one thing they did in 7 that I have to give them props for that I don't think I've seen in any other movie. They drive a sports car through a high-level window in a skyscraper into another skyscraper. Like, using a fast car to jump buildings, I don't think I've seen anything like that.
And highly recommend it.
Yeah, and that's...
Put it in every movie now.
Yeah, and that's the one where they had to... Like, the one case where I'm okay with heavily CGIing actors in because Paul Walker died about halfway through production.
All right, our time is up here. You could find us in your Google search bar. Just put in NoOutletLive, one word, and you could find us all over the place. We're on several apps. So if you listen to podcasts somewhere, more than likely you could find our show. But the only way you can watch it is on Facebook. Add us as a friend or follow us, and also YouTube. All of the episodes go up on YouTube with video. I am Jay Remy, accompanied by the Ant on the Rant, Anthony Miano, and we will be back next week for episode possibly 21. I can't remember exactly what episode we are currently on, but we're starting to chug along.
Yeah, we're aiming to be like most soap operas. No shit, type in any, like, One Life to Live or General Hospital into IMDb, and it'll say, like, 58,000 episodes.
Yeah, that is where we are headed, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And don't forget, if you want to be a voiceover actor, get on TikTok. And also, thank you to Matt Oravec, FlatHousePress.com, and Guardian Roadside Solutions. If you're stuck on the side of the road and you need to get back on that road in a hurry, you need to call 440-833-6000 or go to GuardianRoadsideSolutions.com and you can get service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is No Outlet Live, and peace.
An inconvenience. Yeah, I apologize when I was. I swear I never meant to hurt anyone. I finally realized just how fragile things can be. The devil rests inside my chest, and he feels home here with me. What a difference one day makes, breaking down from my mistakes. I'm running out of gas and change, weaving in and out of lanes. We won't want to hear the truth when there's way too much to lose. Thought lost our way before, so let me go. 'Cause I'm on my way out, headed for the exit. Will you miss me now? Let me go. I'm on my way out, headed for the exit. So will you miss me now? Will you miss me now?
Charge my phone!
No Outlet Live.